Hey, welcome to The Queen and I. I'm Bruce Naylor, and my wife, Cindee. How are you, honey?
I'm fantastic.
Good, and welcome to The Queen and I, and we always appreciate your comments. We like to hear from you and your questions. We are a married couple, been together 20 years, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Plus, we lived in a RV for a year. That's pretty
that's
close
true.
confinement.
We did, didn't we?
Yes,
yeah,
we
were
did.
full-time RVers, so we're used to being together a lot.
A lot.
And we wanted to do this show for couples and talk about marriage, family, relationships, and also technology. I was telling the Queen that as a YouTube partner, I have a number of viewers that are predominantly male, and about 45 to 65 years old. In that range is our typical viewer, about 80%, and about 90% of my viewers are male. And I know you guys like tech, so we need to talk about tech a little bit. And it's an important part of our life because our business is built around technology. And Cindee and I are both a couple little nerdy type geek people. Well, I mean, we're not, but we could be.
We could take the label, I suppose.
We could be classified that. Right. But we also would like to hear from you. And we appreciate you liking our video and your comments. Let us know you like the show. We want to hear from you. And any questions you might have that you think we could answer, leave them in the comment section of this video or the YouTube video. And this will be an audio podcast. This is the other thing, that we're just building up some episodes,
right,
so that we can get it converted to an audio podcast and then sent up to iTunes as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So the theme of today's show is the title is actually going to be called "Hacking Marriages Made Easy." And I explained to Cindee, the term hacker, because most time hackers used in a very negative way.
Right.
That they're bad guys trying to steal data and do all this kind of stuff.
And they're out there.
But they're not hackers. Those are crackers.
Oh, okay.
So those are crackers. People that try to bypass a computer system's security for bad purposes, is a cracker.
Gotcha.
That's the definition that
Okay. Well, now I know.
Hackers, and there's no set meaning for the word. I mean, this is the absolute meaning, but generally speaking, a programmer does something really clever with their application in their code, is considered to be a hack.
I see.
Okay, and hackers. Other times it's used for people who probe a computer system or a security system, but they're not malicious. They're not out to steal data or anything like that.
So hackers aren't bad.
Hackers are not really
just
the
crackers.
The crackers are the bad guys.
I got you.
And believe me, hackers deeply resent the public's conception of the word hacker.
I could understand that.
Because it's not really accurate. But it can also mean, hacking can also mean engineering something or getting something to do something it wasn't necessarily designed to do. Good example, Rogaine. The bold medicine really wasn't. Well, no, that's really not good. That's more of a happy accident, probably. But the idea, of course, is that you can finagle something. Like, okay, I'm using a rubber band to hold the camera in place right at the moment. That's a quick little hack. It wasn't really designed. Rubber band was really not designed to do that kind of thing. But hey, it works in a pinch.
Right.
You get the idea. You get the drift.
I understand.
Okay. Why can't you do the same thing in marriage? Why can't you, when you see something that's not working right or not working for you, why can't you kind of hack a marriage a little bit to get something really cool out of it?
Well, we probably already do and don't even know it.
Well, we got to talking about that today, and I think that we have, in a way, kind of done that.
Right.
And we'll start with you.
Okay.
I might have hacked you a little bit. Not... Okay, kind of, sort of, yes, definitely on purpose.
Baby, you hack me all the time.
No, I did this.
All the time.
I did not hack you all the time.
Now that I know.
No. Okay, let's tell everybody what we're talking about.
Okay. Go ahead.
So back in the day, when Vista was first coming out.
Oh, right.
I got Cindee a new PC.
Right.
And it came with Vista Business Edition, which was really wretched. And it was bad, guys.
It was bad. You're right.
And I think most of you can acknowledge now that Microsoft was not. Even Bill Gates is like, ooh, Vista wasn't that good. She wanted to put her back on XP, and we did. And Cindee always had problems with her PC. And we were a strictly 100% PC shop at that time.
Right.
And,
Right.
And I had, 3 or 4 different servers running in my office. I had a PC, a laptop. It was all Windows, total Windows environment. And I swear to you, I spent more time just keeping these systems patched, updated, and working, and rebooting, and
you
all the
spent
time.
a lot of time doing it. There's no doubt.
I spent a lot of time.
Right.
But I had owned a Mac prior, and I said, I want to make YouTube videos. And I really want to do that on a Mac, and I'd really like to have one to play with and to do video stuff with, and photography. And she said, okay, I know you like Macs, and go ahead and get one. So I got a 2006 iMac, and it was a 24-inch, which at the time was huge. I mean, it was big. That was back in 2007.
Right.
And I actually bought it refurbished. It was actually a late 2006 iMac. And and it was just really, really a great system. And I never had problem one with it, ever. Still don't to this day. I still have it.
Right.
So that's it's a 6-year-old computer that's just running fine. But Cindee wasn't impressed with it.
It takes a lot to impress me.
But you talk about a rock-stable, easy-to-use system. Especially when you compared it to, the problems people were having with Vista and XP and all that. It just seemed that OS X was light years ahead of Windows. Mm-hmm. And Cindee's kind of gal who, she's sort of kind of a geek, and don't let her tell you any different. She loves technology.
I do love technology.
You love tech, but yet you don't really want to know how it all works. No.
I just want to use it.
You just want to use it. And you're just like lots and lots of other people.
Right.
See, it's the techies, the hobbyists, the enthusiasts out there who really, get into all the nuts and bolts of what kind of processor it's got, how much memory it's got, what kind of power supply, graphics card. And then you have everybody else. Mm-hmm. And you fall into that camp.
Yeah, I'm everybody else.
But you enjoy it, and you enjoy doing things with your computer.
Oh, I love my computer.
And you were having a lot of problems with XP.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But you would not consider a Mac.
I didn't see any need.
Okay, that's an interesting way to put it. You didn't see a need because why?
Well, because my Windows machine did exactly what I wanted it to do most of the time, except when I was having problems with it.
All right, and
I just didn't.
But you had problems all the time.
I did. I had problems all the time.
And you basically used the same software day in and day out.
Right.
Let's see. You use a web browser.
Of course.
Skype.
Yes, probably back then I did.
Outlook, Word, and Excel. Mm-hmm. And those were kind of your everyday applications that you used.
Right. Right.
Okay. And it seemed like you were connected on a wireless network.
Right.
And this was a machine that was certified for XP. It was definitely XP certified, so no problem with drivers or anything like that. Pretty clean.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But yet, you constantly had problems.
Yes, I was just hoping it wasn't
But you weren't alone, honey. You weren't alone. Because I, too, back in my office, would have just weird anomalies happening all the time.
Exactly. We had a lot of problems all the time with computers. Constant.
It seemed to me,
right.
And this is not to say anything bad about Windows or people who like Windows or PCs. It seemed to me that I spent too much time keeping things running smooth.
Right, trying to fix the problem.
That I wanted to.
Right.
Because I had other things that I wanted to do.
Right.
And
it was distracting.
It was very distracting.
Yeah.
And so I got it in my head. I said, you know what? Boy, wouldn't it be great if I could run my business off of Mac? Because this thing I have no problem with. And it would really be great if I could get Cindee on a Mac, because you can get Office for Mac, and you can do everything she's doing, you can do on a Mac. Why can't I get her on a Mac? Well, I kept running into a little bit of resistance. How do I fix this? So I developed a plan. And as she would develop a problem with her PC, I would walk back to fix and say, dear, if you had a Mac, you wouldn't have this problem. Now, this was kind of a crap. Maybe she would. I don't know. But this was my plan. Every time she'd have a problem, I'd say, if you had a Mac, no, I don't want a Mac. Just fix my computer. Just fix it. Okay, so...
Yes, you planted the seed.
Once we moved, we ordered a new MacBook Pro. And we ordered it because we were doing a live stream and I wanted a laptop in front of me for show notes and all this kind of thing.
Right.
And I thought, I use that phrase a lot, this kind of thing. I need to stop that. Just notice that.
Well, see, you've learned something about yourself.
I just learned something about myself. I'm already improved. Where was I? So we had the MacBook Pro and we were going to use it for show notes and stuff. And I thought, you know what? I think she'll love this thing. I really do. I think they're gorgeous. They are gorgeous. And I think that she'd really like it. Just let her fool around with it. It had to be her idea. I said, I got that in my head. I said, you know what? In order for something to work, to get somebody, to kind of do something, you have to sort of make it seem like it's their idea. That's what I did with the Queen. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so she said, well, let me see this thing. Let me try using it. I'll take it and fool with it a little bit, but...
And then we thought we'd share.
And then she decided, okay, I kind of like it, so we'll share it.
Right.
But then she wouldn't share it. And it became her computer.
Right.
Okay, to the point that it just wasn't possible for her to share it. She had too much stuff going on it.
I was doing too many things.
And then it just kept going, and there was more and more and more about the MacBook Pro and OS X that you liked.
Oh, yeah.
And as that happened, you started using your PC less and less and less until you no longer even needed it.
Right.
And that's been 3 years.
Right.
So you now consider yourself a dyed-in-the-wool, true blue Mac user.
Oh, yeah, I am now.
Okay.
I didn't used to be, but I am now, yes.
And you would only go back to it, this is your words, you more like Charleston Heston, you would got to pull my Mac from my cold dead hands.
Absolutely.
Because you're not getting
right. No, you can't have my Mac.
But see, I think you are representative of the vast majority of people buying computers.
Okay.
Starting off with the fact that you don't care about the processor and you don't care about the memory and all these things. What you do care about is the experience.
Right. And
you do care that you've got a good experience. Mm-hmm. And some of the things you told me you like, you put it in your own words to the audience. What is it about the Mac, first and foremost, that you prefer over a Windows machine?
It works all the time. I mean, it works without fail. I have no interruptions. When you're busy doing things and then all of a sudden you crash, that's distracting. And I don't like interruptions. So that's exactly why I love my Mac.
So it doesn't crash or anything like that. Okay. No. And also, you've never had a problem with a virus, a Trojan, malware, or spyware.
Right, because I used to download a lot of things.
Cindee was big into downloading software over the interwebs. And
that's true.
Of course, we had to make sure that our antivirus software, and before she would download, she would,
well, you told me I had to.
I'd say you come and before you download anything, you come and get me, because I'm the guy that's got to fix it when you break it. And
which I hated.
And, we would scan it with, But the bottom line is that with the Mac, now you don't really download that much software. Not because there's not software, not because there's not a lot of software for the Mac, but a lot of what you do is now web-based.
Right. I just do other things now.
Well, in the way you use a computer changes.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You used to like to get into software and play with it and all that.
Right.
Not so much anymore.
No.
Okay, so that kind of changes.
Right.
But had I not, pointed out to you on a repeated basis that Macs were more trouble-free than a Windows PC in our particular circumstances, then you would probably not looked at a Mac. You probably wouldn't
Right, but Bruce, it really started when you got your Mac, when you got the MacBook Pro. When you first got it and you opened it up, and that's when I really fell in love.
Right.
It wasn't really, and then I couldn't live without it. I just couldn't live without it. So we had to buy another.
So you mean it's the stupid box that it came in? Really?
No, it wasn't the box that it came in. It was the MacBook Pro. I had to have my own.
You had to have your own.
I wanted one. All mine.
Okay.
Where I didn't have to share and,
Oh, I see. Okay, so this is the unboxing. Just unboxing the new MacBook Pro did it for you.
Yeah.
Wow. Boy, was I wrong earlier. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. But I did that. I had a plan to get you. I wanted you to convert to a Mac because, for purely selfish reasons, I wouldn't have to keep working on your PC all the time.
And it worked.
It worked.
I never call for you now.
No,
I never say, "Hey, come and fix my Mac."
No, you don't. You don't.
Mm-mm.
I tell you what, and this is not a PC bashing show at all, because we're recording right now on a PC running Windows 7.
Right. There's always
and Windows 7 is a perfectly fine operating system, and I don't get the freezes and the lockups and that kind of stuff that I used to get.
Right. I'm sure they've come a long way.
It's much more stable. We won't. Got to ask the Queen, though. I set up Windows 8 on my MacBook Pro to dual boot. And let's just quick give the audience your response to Windows 8.
Well, no, they're going to think I don't like anything.
No, you're just we're going to assume you're a typical consumer that likes tech. What is your initial reaction to Windows 8?
Well, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was too overwhelming. I don't want to look for my things.
That's
I want to know where my things are.
That's an interesting choice of words, overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
What made it overwhelming to you?
That means I have to sit down and learn something where everything's at again, and I just don't like that. I like knowing where my things are.
So you found all the tiles when you first boot into it to be overwhelming.
Well, maybe overwhelming is a stretch, but I like my desktop. I like my desktop to do with it what I want. And you said it can do, it does, you can get to a desktop. But that's an extra step for me. I just, I'm not going to use this. I want my desktop.
Well, and there's companies now making applications that will allow you direct boot into the desktop and all that. But
then why
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah,
why bother with Windows 8 if you already got that in Windows 7?
Exactly.
Okay. So, short story is this. Windows 8 runs faster than Windows 7. Boots quicker. There's a lot of features under the hood that's really, really cool with Windows 8 that are not immediately transparent or, that jumps right out when you start using it. But that being said, there's no, in my opinion, excuse me, there's no compelling, reason to make that upgrade. And I strictly have it so I can kind of learn the ins and outs of it and be more proficient with it. Mm-hmm. And I was telling the Queen, I believe that Windows 8 is an interim release. This is a transitional operating system. That's why you have Metro, or whatever Microsoft's calling it today. It was Metro, then Modern UI. Now I don't believe they're calling it anything. But for the sake of this show, we'll call it Metro. So you have Metro sitting on top of Windows 7 or Windows 8. Okay? Metro is for tablets and touchscreen devices, and then you have the Windows 8 desktop. It's transitional in the fact that Microsoft is making it very clear that they want to move entirely to the modern UI and touch-based interface and get rid of the desktop once and for all. Mm-hmm. Will we see that in Windows 9 or whatever they call it? Probably not, but we will see the role of the desktop, being denigrated, to the point that they're going to try to wean you off of it. All right, and that means making Microsoft Office and all the major apps this Metro type interface. And so, am I a fan of that? Personally, no. But they envision, Microsoft, I think, ultimately envisions a world where our primary machine is some type of tablet device that would wirelessly connect to larger monitors, multi monitors, and mice and keyboards and all that. But touch is the primary way of working with your machine.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, that's not made, but again, we're not going to do a show about Windows 8, but we're talking about hacking marriage. Well, but it's kind of interesting. I mean, immediately upon seeing it, you were like, no way.
Right.
Okay. But OS 10 makes sense to you, and right? And you think it's easy, and you think it's easier to find your way around and do things. Even with Windows, it's easier than Windows. Okay. We won't get into the price factor because obviously you can buy a PC cheaper than you can a Mac, but we're not going to get into the whole price thing.
No.
So in a way, I think that was kind of a hack in our marriage.
Well, then I turned around and hacked you.
Really?
Yeah.
Pray tell.
Pray tell.
What did you do?
By getting my own laptop.
Huh.
Yeah.
You mean that was like a con job in order to get your own MacBook Pro?
Must have been.
Damn, you're good,
I didn't
lady.
even realize
Damn,
it.
you are good, lady. You mean you've let me go these 3 years thinking that I was really... That's terrible, Cindee. That is terrible.
We've never really sat down and talked about hacking and how
Holy
it
cow! And here I thought I
marriage.
was a genius for figuring this out.
Yeah.
You just got over on me. You got yourself a new laptop.
I got my own laptop. How sweet is that?
Oh man,
that was pretty cool. And I
Do
didn't
I
even
feel like
realize
a
I was
dope?
doing it till we just did this.
Wow, that is, folks. I'm telling you, I'm hearing this for the first time right now.
That's true.
That's good.
And see, I didn't even know it though.
That's good, Cindee. That's good.
Well, that's because when we first got married, babes, there was nothing I wanted to change about you. So I couldn't hack.
You really no. See, I'm not buying that either. I'm not buying that. No. You no. Because you said that I lacked empathy. Okay.
Well, honey, you did. You did lack empathy. I'm sorry.
And you came right out and said, Bruce, there's one thing I'd change about you is you don't seem to put yourself in the other people's shoes. You don't seem to feel sorry for people.
Well, I think that's important, putting yourself in the other person's shoes.
And is it one of our cats that's coming to here? You better watch that microphone because
it's okay. It's you know what? Just calm down. It'll be okay.
Just calm down. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
But so you kind of worked on hacking me to become more.
I guess I
more
did.
Empathy. And now explain to the audience what kind of hacking did you do? Because I do have empathy for people. I always have had empathy for people. It just seemed to me that you had empathy for the wrong kind of people.
I have empathy. Yeah, but I have empathy for everyone. That's the difference. I think when people do things and trying, I know I don't want him to step on the. Here,
this is not good.
Here, just let me.
No.
Honey, come here, baby.
Oh, there we go.
He wants your.
That's Alfie. Come here, buddy. All righty, everybody, say hi to Alfie. There you go. This is my boy, and he wants attention. There you go.
And boy, when he wants it,
he
gets
attention,
it.
He wants attention. Okay, but we're
okay. Back to the empathy thing.
Back to the empathy thing.
Well, I think you did lack it in the beginning a little bit. You didn't seem to really put yourself in someone else's shoes, and a lot of things happen to people over the years that they have no control over. And even if they did have control over it, okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how you learn in life.
Well, the bottom line is you set your mind that was something about me you wanted to change. You wanted me to be more compassionate, which I am a compassionate person.
He is.
I really am.
You really are.
But I will say that you worked
sometimes more than me.
You started hacking me. That's the term of this show. I mean, but you actually did put your mind as to convince me to start maybe, trying to understand their circumstances a little bit better.
Yes, that's a great way to put it.
Okay, and I've done a better job at that.
Yes, you have.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
You have come a long way.
But you
really
cannot
have.
tell me though, in a lot of marriages, in a lot of relationships, that I think the ladies especially, all right,
Okay.
and this probably makes me sound like a sexist pig.
There
I
we
don't
go.
care.
Let's hear it.
I think a lot of ladies out there, there's certain things that drives them kind of crazy about their fiance, their boyfriend, whatever, they're in that dating stage, that they think to themselves, you know what, when we get married, I can fix this. I can fix this. I believe that. I believe that the ladies think that way. Okay? Because I don't think guys so much. You know, we accept you the way you are. But I think the ladies have a vision of, we can be a certain way if only we had a good woman behind it. Okay? All right?
Okay, I can get on that bandwagon.
Okay, so we're on that bandwagon. And I got a cat here floating around. And so I think that these women want to, change these guys after the marriage, after they get married, and start working. Maybe they didn't like the fact that they drank beer and played Xbox with their friends. Maybe they didn't like the fact that all they want to do on Sunday was lay on the couch and watch football. And all these things. Okay?
Right.
Things that they put up with before they got married.
Right.
And so now they're trying to figure out how can I change this?
Right.
Well, no, I'm going to tell you right now, as far as marriage hacking goes, the only way it works to me is if it is that you do it in such a way that is the spouse believes it's their idea.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
That's number one.
Right.
And number two, you can't change somebody into something they're not.
Right. Well, you can't control either. You can't control them into doing.
You can't control and manipulate your way.
Because then you're not connected. You have to be connected to that person.
Yeah, you can't control or manipulate somebody into being something that they're not.
No.
But what you can do is you can discuss. Mm-hmm. You can come up with logical, sound reasons why this behavior is hurting the relationship.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And you can use rewards.
Right.
I'm big on rewards. I got rewarded. But it's a combination of different things. But you want to do it by logic and reason. Okay, in a spirit of cooperation rather than being manipulative, being accusatory,
intimidating,
threatening, all that kind of stuff. Doesn't get the job done.
No, it doesn't.
And
not with me, it wouldn't.
And when you can make that happen without causing hard feelings, and you can get the other person to see your point of view, I think you've successfully hacked the marriage at that point.
Right.
I think that's a successful hack.
Right.
Okay. And when they go, you know what, that is a good idea, and I do need to change that. Then you've successfully hacked the marriage.
Right.
And so I think to summarize this thing, right?
Okay.
I'm going to let you do the summary.
No, you're not. Go ahead.
Yes, I just got hacked. I just got hacked. Okay, so to summarize, okay, just like with the MacBook Pro,
right?
Apparently, my hack was hacked. Apparently, she wanted a new Mac, and allowed me to talk her into trying a Mac, and allowing me to buy the Mac that she really wanted anyway, which I did not know about until we recorded this episode of today's show.
Just tell you
I don't care. I don't care, guys. I don't care how long you're married to them, how long you're with them. They're going to remain a mystery till the day you die. There's just no figuring them out. But we love them.
That's all I can ask.
Do without them. Okay, I think that's going to wrap up this week's episode of The Queen and I. We'll see you next week. Remember to like our videos. That's important to us. Share them, plus one them, and leave those comments down below. Let's hear your questions. I want to hear your opinions.
And we want to hear their hacking.
Have you been hacked? Has your marriage been hacked or your relationship been hacked? If so, how? And what did you do about it? And we'll get back with you next week. Take care, everybody. Have a great one.